Hey, what's going on, fellow currency lovers? Let's jump into a bill search. So I have a good mix of bills from my wallet. This is over the last, just this week, so the last 3, 4 days. A bunch of ones, fives, tens, maybe a 20 thrown in here. I don't know. But let's go through them, see if we find anything worth more than face value or is at least collectible. My last video was a bust, but as you know, you don't always come across stuff and strike gold every time you do a bill search. But I like to throw up videos even if I don't find anything. Hopefully that doesn't overly bore you, but I try to touch on other things to look for while looking through every video. And unfortunately, I don't always find stuff. Let's start off with the Series 2017 $1 note. We have a little bit of wet ink transfer, kind of right around the sides of the depiction of Washington here. Nothing in the serial number. The seal's not shifted or anything like that. You know, you can really see the fibrous materials in this one. See, this one's actually sticking out of it almost. So see how that hair is sticking up? That just kind of gives an ode to what U.S. currency is made out of as far as the material it's printed in and on. Back of the note, nice fold that runs up it, so it makes the appearance that you have an ink issue right here, but it's actually not, so be careful of not confusing that. Next bill, Series 2013 $1 note. Nothing jumping out on me here. We found a really good ticker note or odometer note about 2 videos ago. And that's where basically the little revolving dial that does the serial number got stuck from being improperly greased. And it'll print a digit higher or multiple digits higher. So sometimes you'll see it in a step, kind of like this 2 would be slightly high, 5 a little higher, 5 a little higher. So that's something to keep an eye out for too, aside from fancy serial numbers. We actually do have like a little ink dot there. Little stray black ink right there on the shield. I always tell you to look at the shield and all the little depictions of 13 stars, 13 leaves, 13 arrows, 13 stripes on the shield. We got ourselves a little ink issue there. Tiny, tiny little one, but noticeable even from far away. If you look at that, you can see that dot. So I'm going to set that aside. 2013 Series $1 note also. Nothing in the serial number as far as fancy serial numbers. Now, difference between that other dot and this one, although they look similar on camera, is if you were looking at it in person, you can tell this is something just stuck to the note. So I'm not going to pick that off, but whatever it is, it's not part of production. And back of the note, another little blob right here. I don't even know what that is. Came off of my hand. I don't know. But it's not part of the bill, so keep on going. 0907, September 7th, the year 3088. Just kidding. But you're looking for date notes and serial numbers, so if it was like 0907 1994, then that would be a birthday note. Somebody was born on that day, obviously. Somebody will eventually be born on September 9th, 3088, but we have quite a while, and who knows if the world will be just a flaming ball or something by then. Nothing on the back. Series 2017 $1 note. Nothing different in ones. I won't harp on that. I talk about that in a lot of videos, but nothing different on them design-wise. Now, if we came across an old 5, an old 10 from the 90s or something, then we would talk about the differences between design features of that $5 banknote and current $5 banknotes post the early 2000s redesigns. But in this case, ones have absolutely no difference in them since 1957. So nothing to talk about there. Really clean looking note overall, minus this fold. And 2003, so a little older $1 note. Only differences is going to be the signatures for the Secretary of the Treasury and the Treasury of the United States down here at the left. Aside from that, everything else is the same. You'll get a little bit of bleeding between letters where you'll see that black outline around the words Federal Reserve Note kind of bleed into the letters for Federal Reserve Note. That's just a common printing thing. Series 2013 also had some coffee or oil or something spilled on it at one point. 2013, especially that 2003, those are hitting their life expectancy as far as circulatory life. The 2003 one would have exceeded it. So ones are usually the soonest to break down due to the fact that they're used way more prevalently than any other note. 2013 $5 note. I love these fives post the early 2000s redesigns where they enhance graphics, but more notably, they added some graphics in and did some anti-counterfeiting measures to thwart people copying our banknotes here in the US. Other countries have done the same, whether it be slightly different sizes or colors or different aspects to them. So euros incorporate that amongst many other countries. Lots of dotting across the shield on the seal that's on the front of this note, that eagle in the background. Really cool depiction of the eagle with everything. The oak leaf, the olive branch, the arrows, the shield, all that stuff. Nothing too crazy there. Sometimes you get a little blurring in the fives up here. There's a constellation called Orion that's part of anti-counterfeiting that they put in up here. Sits about right here. And sometimes there will be a little bit of blurring of those fives since that's a feature that's printed within the bill. May 6, 1021. So it is a date note, but I don't know anybody that's been alive for basically 1,000 years at this point. 2017 A series. Nothing crazy jumping out. Probably the nicest condition bill we've come across so far. It's pretty crisp. This right here that looks like a thumbprint, that's just wet ink transfer from the bill that sat below this after production, so don't get confused on that. Very, very clean looking note. Nothing really jumping out. You'll notice some of kind of the fibrous materials at first when I was looking at it. You can't really tell on the camera, but this little line right there, I was like, ooh, there's a little error going on, but it's actually just kind of a reddish thread that's within the paper, which is part cotton, part linen. And some bookends, 80s and 80s, but nothing in the middle here, so it would have been nice to see 80 and then something going on and then 80. Even better if it was 80 and then like 4 4s and then 08. That would have been a radar note and a repeater, which would have been great. It's 2013 series $5 note. Nice lateral fold here, so that kind of deteriorates quality if it was collectible. Condition is like 9/10 of the law with anything. Banknotes are a little bit different because people realize that they probably went through circulation in most respects. But still, it is a collectible, so the better the condition, the better the value typically. Lots of bleeding in this serial number. So you can notice that, but if you could feel it, it feels like the Jetsons and you could reach into the TV. You could look into this video and reach in and feel this note. You can tell from the waviness of it, it's been totally like submerged in water or something at some point. And generally that affects the numbers on the serial number, the seal, and a little bit the lettering of the note, where you get these bleeds across it. So the best way to look at that is if there's no bleeds anywhere else. For instance, if like this serial number doesn't have that issue, then that's usually where excessive inking was done on the serial number. I'm going to set it aside. I think it's just a wet note, but I'm going to look at it under a loop. 88s, 44s, 6082, lots of little schmiggle schmaggle over it, so I don't know what that junk is all around this. But either way, nothing in the serial number. Would have been nice if the repetition went across the serial number. Nothing there. Back of the note. Jumping out. 01. Look at that over-inked 1. We haven't seen one of those in a little while. So super over-inked 1. You can tell from the damage to this note. That's definitely seen its circulation life. And it also shows kind of how bills are produced. This one's also discolored, like something was spilt on it. But aside from that, Generally, the seals and serial numbers stay pretty bright and vibrant despite deterioration of the rest of the note. So that just kind of goes to how we make our banknotes in the US. So if you're ever interested in that, I do have a video that covers how banknotes were made, but we won't bore you here with it. A little bit of shift in the seal here. Nothing in the serial numbers. Series 2017. Look at the back of the note. Nice and clean. Same little wet ink transfer that's super common. Nice folded up $1 note, but a little bit, not too bad a condition. A little bit beat up, but nothing crazy. And nothing jumping out on the front. Nothing on the back of the note. I don't know what that was. Some pocket lint or something. Yeah, a little bit of damage here. This looks like just something rubbed off onto the bill. Damage to the note here makes Washington look like he's got a double nose. Nothing there. 2013 note. Little bit of a faded out serial number here. This bill is getting pretty old. 2013. This one also is pretty thinned out, like it's been just handled a ton. So quite possible it is a $1 note. Look on the back. Nothing there. Getting down there. Last four notes, it looks like 607-55035. Nothing jumping out too much on this one on the front of the note. Nothing on the back. This one's got a whole bunch of wet ink transfer around it. But nothing crazy. Nice block of 8s. I get asked about that a lot. It would have been stellar if this was 791-88197. We would have had a radar note there. With repeaters like this, where it's just 3 numbers, unless it's another repetition of numbers like 73, 888, 8, 73, like bookends or something, there's more going on than just 3 numbers. It is not collectible. It's super common. There's a ton of notes in every series that have that going on. And nice $5 note. 2013 series. This one's kept up its color pretty well, though. 5s seem to fade out really quickly, aside from 1s, but 5s are used quite a lot. But I mean, you know, just in my experience, I noticed going through so many bills that 5s seem to take more of a beating than just anywhere. Last but not least, $20 note. A little bit of a shift in the seal here. 2013 series. Nothing jumping out on the front. This seal is actually a little crooked. I know it's hard to tell on the camera, but it's slightly turned like that. A little bit crooked. But not majorly, not like enough for me to go, holy cow, that's an error. But still, something to keep an eye out for. We don't see a lot of crooked seal notes. So I'll hold on to it, although it's not major, but it's just a slight little crook to it. The other thing we're going to do is I'll look at the under a loop or under a scope on this guy, see if the bleed is in fact from a wet note or is it actually a misprint. And then on this, we found our small little over-inked dot there, right on the shield of the eagle. I think it's really cool. Some minor finds, we'll look more into them, especially this one here. I'll let you know in the description box below what I find out about them. But more importantly, let me know what you've come across in your bill and coin searches lately in the comments below. But otherwise, I will see you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.